Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. NHK reports that Ukraine has invited foreign diplomats to inspect the site of a deadly Russian missile attack in Kyiv. On Friday, over 60 ambassadors and other officials visited the Deepseek district, where a residential building was struck in a massive attack through Thursday, resulting in the deaths of 24 citizens, including 3 children. Diplomats were shown the engine of a Russian missile found at the site as evidence. Japan's ambassador to Ukraine, Nakagome Masashi, stressed the importance of not forgetting Ukraine and continuing assistance. Despite global attention on the Middle East conflict, Ukraine's deputy foreign minister asserted that increased international pressure is the sole way to compel Russia to halt its aggression. Additionally, Ukraine and Russia confirmed a prisoner swap on Friday, with 205 captives returned by each side. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky stated this exchange marks the initial stage of a larger swap involving 1,000 captives, agreed upon during a recent 3-day ceasefire. According to Tsingtao, diplomatic progress has been made in Washington as Lebanon and Israel concluded 2 days of talks, agreeing to extend their ceasefire agreement by 45 days. The next round of negotiations is slated for June 2nd and 3rd at the U.S. Department of State. While a ceasefire has technically been in effect since April 17th, the article notes that conflicts between Israel and Hezbollah have not ceased, resulting in hundreds of fatalities and mutual accusations of violations. Lebanon reported continued Israeli airstrikes in its southern regions on Friday, which allegedly killed at least 12 people, including 3 medical personnel, and injured 37 others. Hezbollah, in turn, claimed to have targeted Israeli military assets. Lebanon's Ministry of Public Health indicates a grim toll of 2,951 deaths and 8,988 injuries since the renewed conflict began on March 2nd. US President Donald Trump announced that China has committed to purchasing 200 Boeing aircraft, with the possibility of increasing the order to 750 planes, including Boeing 777 and 737 models. This statement was made by Trump while on board Air Force One, returning to the U.S. after his visit to Beijing on Friday. He also mentioned that GE Aerospace is expected to provide 400 to 450 engines for these aircraft. The initial 200-plane order alone is estimated to be worth between $17 billion and $19 billion US dollars. According to aviation intelligence firm IBA, assuming 80% are MAX aircraft, this potential deal would mark Boeing's first major order from China in nearly a decade, a market where it has faced challenges due to U.S.-China trade tensions. If the final order surpasses 500 aircraft, it could become the largest aviation order in history. This significant transaction is anticipated to be divided among China's 3 major national airlines and would greatly benefit Boeing's financial situation, helping to narrow the gap with its competitor Airbus, which has been dominant in the Chinese market in recent years. This report comes from Tsingtao. According to Phoenix News, a recent report by AI lab Anthropic, titled 2028, 2 Scenarios for Global AI Leadership, highlights deep concerns within the American AI sector regarding China's rapid advancements. The document, published on May 14th, emphasizes that the United States must maintain a 12 to 24-month AI lead over China by 2028, advocating for a combination of export controls, congressional legislation, and industrial policies. Notably, Anthropic, along with NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang, expresses significant apprehension about the potential impact of Deepseek Huawei on American AI leadership. The report, while politically charged, acknowledges China's genuine strengths in AI, including world-class, innovative talent, abundant and cheap energy, and plenty of data. It concedes that while U.S. frontier AI systems are at least several months ahead of China's top models, the actual gap might be narrower. Crucially, Anthropic notes that China's speed in AI application layer penetration could offset these model disparities, likening Huawei's cheap and good enough commercial strategy in the global south to a successful blueprint for AI adoption. The report pushes for even stronger export controls, claiming this would allow the U.S. to command 11 times China's compute power by 2028. This perspective frames American AI advantage not merely as technological superiority, but as a tool for market blockade and diplomatic leverage, despite the article's concluding observation that technological equalization cannot be halted by blockades. According to Linha Zhaobao, Alphabet's YouTube and Snap have reached a settlement in a landmark lawsuit filed by a U.S. school district. The lawsuit, brought by the Breathitt County School District in rural Kentucky, was the first of its kind to allege that social media platform addiction disrupts learning and forces public schools to incur substantial costs to address student mental health crises. The specific terms of the settlement, filed on Friday, May 15th, were not disclosed in court documents. This development comes as other major social media companies, including TikTok and Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook, face similar legal challenges. The Breathitt County School District's lawsuits against TikTok and Meta are scheduled for trial in a California federal court on June 12th. Earlier this year, TikTok and Snap also settled a personal injury lawsuit just before it went to trial in Los Angeles. Furthermore, in a significant ruling on March 25th, a Los Angeles jury found Meta and Google negligent in designing social media platforms detrimental to teenagers, ordering them to pay $6 million in damages to a 20-year-old woman who claimed social media addiction from a young age. Meta also faced a $375 million fine, approximately $480.18 million, in New Mexico for failing to protect children from online harm. Social media companies deny these allegations, asserting they have implemented extensive measures to ensure user safety, particularly for younger demographics. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.